If you clicked on the video, then you already know that Wesley Chapel is one of the hottest growing markets in the Tampa Bay area. Today we're going to go over location, convenience, amenities, and growth and value. I'm Chris, and this is all about living in Tampa. We create videos about what it's like to live in the Tampa Bay area. If these videos are something that you want to see more of, please click on the subscribe button below. If you have any questions about finance, I'm actually a licensed loan officer as well. So my contact information will be below and also in the description. So I do want to talk about the location, how easy it is to get to different areas. If you live in Wesley Chapel, you can jump on I-75, take you to 275. You can jump on different expressways. You can get a lot of places. You can get to Orlando, you can get to Ocala, you can get to the beaches, downtown Tampa. If you're looking to, if you have to work, in downtown Tampa, if you have to work at McGill, you're looking at probably about a 30 to 45 minute drive. Not too bad, and most of it is interstate. If you want to fly out of Tampa International Airport, not too bad either, about 35 to 40 minutes as well, depending on what time you leave. Tampa International is one of the top, airports in the U.S. and flies direct to most places. So it is a huge airport and very convenient and easy to get around. There are, luxury car dealerships. There are malls that are close by, gas stations, grocery stores. Everything is very convenient and located very close. A lot of the communities even have schools that are built within the communities or very close to the community. So this area also has some of the highest rated schools, whether it be elementary, middle school, or high school. So a lot of great features about the location of Wesley Chapel. All right, just checking my notes. Tons and tons of amenities. If you like going skydiving, if you like picking blueberries, two different extremes completely. This is an area for you. They've got sports complexes, Wiregrass Ranch Sports Complex, almost 100,000 square foot area. Again, I'll get into some of these things with the sports section. They do bring in a lot of tournaments every weekend. So something to consider also, on the weekends it does get very busy here. I would say they somewhat compete with Orlando, or if they're not already, they're going to be competing with Orlando, because I've got friends that are in Orlando, different times during the year for cheer events. I don't know if some of you guys have kids that have to go to cheer events. They're usually at convention centers. Well, here in Wiregrass, they actually have hotels. Even with Wiregrass Ranch Sports Complex, they actually have a Marriott on site on campus. So not only are there hotels all over the place, there's things to do in between the meet, plenty of places to eat. I've been there with soccer tournaments. When you guys are trying to find restaurants for big groups, I don't think it's going to be as big of an issue because they have so many restaurants here in this area. So if you're coming down for an event, definitely easy access, and everything is very close. Hot air balloons, fishing charters, hunting, zip lining, clay shooting. These are a few of the things that we made notes of. There's a lagoon at Epperson Ranch. If you haven't heard of that, you can actually buy day passes and go hang out there for the day. There is a new subdivision, I should say, new master plan community that's being built just up the road as well, called Murata. It's going to be a bigger lagoon than Epperson. We're talking about 15 acres, and it's going to be about a 5,000 home community. So that's supposed to be completed here at the end of 2021. So you can look at homes anywhere from mid 200s and up. Vineyards as well, a couple small wineries, Sweet Fields Farms, corn mazes during the fall time. Obviously, we talked about this already, but the Advent Health Center Ice, you can go watch actually college games, depending on the time of year. They do have a two-story, or they have a restaurant upstairs. I have not been, but I've got friends that have been, and they said it was really nice, really fun, and the food was actually very good as well. So something to think about. They have kayaking, Cat Ridge Snow Mountain. It opens up in the fall time. We went last year. I know it was, they probably had a few hiccups because it's the first time they've ever done it, but they actually had fake ice, snow, that kind of thing where you could go down on tubes. And, it was an experience. I think they'll get better each year as it stays open. So another thing that you can check out along with that area has zip lining. So all that is kind of a little bit further north than Wesley Chapel and the Dade City area, but you can see the expansion. Everything is growing north. So Wesley Chapel is a super hot market right now, and a lot of people are moving there. Convenience, the next section we're going to be talking about, how convenient it is to live in the area. I'm used to having everything very convenient, very close to me. So, I like the fact that, grocery stores are within 5-10 minutes. Gas stations, there's actually a mall, 10-15 minutes. They've got a outlet mall as well. Tons of stuff to do. You can actually even hit the beaches. That's not too far. You can go to Anclote Key area. I know we've talked about this with boats a lot. Plenty of high and dries that you can put the boats in over there. Plenty of public docks also that you can actually load if you trailer your boat. So a lot of things to do. Sam's Club is right down the road as well. It's in the Wesley Chapel area. You've got a hospital, that's great to have obviously in the community. It's very close. Haverty's, Ashley's Furniture, Wiregrass Mall, Rooms to Go, golf courses all over the place as well, all within 30 minutes or so. Those are all important factors that I would say for convenience for me. Also, if you have kids in college, I have 2 daughters. St. Leo is right down the road in Dade City. You've got USF that's in Tampa, and they've got satellite locations all over the place as well. You've got University of Tampa, that's in downtown Tampa. You're close enough to University of Florida. You're also close enough to University of Central Florida. And FSU is going to be a little bit further of a drive, but again, you're further north, so it's a little bit shorter trip. Right now I live in Tampa. That's where I grew up, but if I were thinking about moving, Wesley Chapel would probably be one of the places I would actually definitely consider, especially if I had younger kids right now. Because again, if we're kind of talking about convenience, we're talking about sports, athletics, soccer to volleyball, basketball, hockey, lacrosse, cheer, all those things are factors on me. I would probably move to Wesley Chapel because everything is right there. Advent Healthcare Ice Rink, I mentioned before, largest rink in the Southeast US, has 5 rinks, 150,000 square feet. And they've also actually, in Pasco County, they've done it in Holiday and also Wesley Chapel. They built 2 outdoor rinks. So they're really trying a big push for kids to play hockey. We've been fortunate enough to have the Tampa Bay Lightning here, and they've won the Stanley Cup a few times here recently, and we've been able to watch and be a part of that. So that's been awesome. Wiregrass Sports Complex. I'm going to actually read this off because there's so many features. 98,000 square foot complex, 16 volleyball courts, 8 basketball courts, 16 pickleball courts, 4 futsal courts, 12 mats for martial arts and wrestling, 2 indoor soccer surfaces, 2 indoor lacrosse surfaces, 2 cheer competition areas, and this is the place that has the Marriott on campus. There are quite a few hotels right off the interstate anyway and by the outlets. One of the things I did read was that youth sports and amateur sports are the bread and butter of sports tourism. And I think that's where Pasco was going with this. They have rebranded the area as the Sports Coast of Florida, and you can see why. I mean, they've spent millions of dollars because they can see the potential growth here, which to me says, hey, if I'm thinking about moving somewhere, I kind of want to be there. I also like the fact that everything's brand new. You know what I mean? All the new buildings, all the new restaurants, you can kind of see the growth there. And then that leads into the value, right? So if I'm buying something and there's still going to be continued growth in that area along with moving further north is the way I feel like it's going. What seems like a far distance when I grew up here now is not. If I used to think about Wesley Chapel and when I grew up or when I had kids, taking them out to those areas for soccer tournaments or different kind of events. It seemed to me like an hour or 2 hour drive in my head, but in reality, now with all the infrastructure that's built, we're talking about 20 to 30 minutes, which is almost the same distance to get anywhere nowadays. So I think if you are considering the Wesley Chapel area, it'd be a great decision, especially if you have kids and you're looking for this type of lifestyle where you're able to do a whole spectrum of things. You know, like I said, from picking blueberries to jumping out of a plane, you can do all these type things here and, you know, actually have your family grow into different lifestyles and have opportunities to try all kinds of different sports and all kinds of different things that maybe you wouldn't necessarily try because we get busy, you know, during the days. Now, you know, on the weekends, you can actually probably just, you know, pick something to do each weekend and try it. You know, see what your kids like, see what they get into, and then see where they grow from there. And you know, that's the main thing with any kind of sport. You never want to push them into it. You just want to see where their interest is, and if they like it, then they'll be great at it because they love doing it. So you don't have to worry about, you know, pushing them into practice and every day. So Pasco County already has infrastructure and plans for new home construction that's moving further north. So not only the Wesley Chapel up towards Dade City area, but if you move further to the west, you know, in the Newport Richey, Spring Hill area and up, there's, you know, plans to build and infrastructure getting put in right now off of, you know, Suncoast Expressway. You know, those are all areas that, you know, we're going to continue to talk about in videos in the future. So if you have any comments, if there's anything that you want to know about, maybe that we didn't cover or you want to know more about that we did cover, please make suggestions below in the comments section and we'd be glad to make some more videos for you. So I hope you liked the video. If it was useful information for you, please hit the like button. It helps us out. If you want to hear more about some different areas in the Bay Area, definitely subscribe below as well. Thanks again for taking the time to watch the video, and we'll catch you on the next one.